Okay, chat, you shouldn't, but have you ever wondered what it would be like to have a conversation with your ex and they could literally not lie? Like you could ask them whatever you want and they cannot lie. Me personally, my ex could kick rocks with no shoes on. I don't even have no questions to ask her. But imagine if you did have some unanswered questions and you could stand in front of your ex and they couldn't lie to you. They physically couldn't lie. Y'all shouldn't be wondering this because Big Brother Russ advice says don't reach out to your exes. It didn't work out for a reason. But with that being said, we're going to watch strangers do it and laugh at them. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody get comfy cozy. Let's get it. Who do you think is going to be like the most annoying? I don't like this guy's mustache. All right, let's go.
You might have been depressed because you moved away, and I understand that.
And you didn't bother to be there for me or ask me if I was okay at all.
I did all the time. You didn't.
No, you were always just like nagging me to do things.
Hello.
Never use the word nagging to your girl. To your partner, period. Never say the word nagging. Oh, that's going to lead to nothing good, I promise you.
Hello, and welcome to Split Decision. I'm your host, Kat Takahashi, and today...
Wait, what is his name?
We brought 4 ex-couples to the studio.
Hold on, I got to see that again.
all the time. You didn't.
No, you were always just like nagging me to do things.
Hello, and welcome to Split Decision. I'm your host, Kat Takahashi.
All right.
And today, we brought 4 ex-couples to the studio. Some of these couples are reuniting for the first time. Some are still seeking closure.
That is a lie.
And some may still be in love.
I really just want to be with you.
You're about to face some of the toughest, most intimate questions you've ever been asked. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. The first prompt is, I will miss having sex with my ex.
Hold up. Wait a minute. It's hard to get juicy, y'all.
Make your split decision in 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and turn around. Dane, you say yes, but Luna, you say no, I will not miss having sex with my ex. Why is that?
I just haven't really felt any sexual urges for anyone for a while, so it's not just him in particular. It's just not something that's been on my mind lately.
Mm-hmm.
Cap.
Dane.
I mean, yeah, I totally would love to. But, you know, I'm just gonna have to move on from that.
How does it feel knowing that she's stepping on the no right there?
Oh, it's no biggie, you know.
Okay. Were you expecting that?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've been trying.
Oh my God.
Ray, you're no, but Mia, you're yes. So Mia, I'd love to hear more.
I feel like the sex was cool for the time and I enjoyed it, but I feel like if we were to try to revisit it now, it would be weird just on like an emotional level, but like the sex was good physically.
Ray, why are you on no?
The sex was better for Mia than it was for me, just
Oh, I be hurt. I'd leave the show.
because of the dynamic that we had specifically. It was more focused on what she wanted than what I wanted.
What was it that you wanted that you weren't really getting?
I'm a top.
I'm also a top.
Yeah, so that's like what that's the conversation we're having
Yeah,
here. Like
yeah.
I enjoy topping like
Yeah.
a lot, and
Okay.
so like I was like switching to accommodate, and you were not as much.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be frank, I wanted to strap her more than she wanted to be strapped.
Okay, hey, yo, what are we talking about here? It would be so awkward to be the host. You're just sitting here. He's like, got it. Sounds good. So we're talking about straps right now. Okay.
That's what's happening.
Crazy that you said that verbally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Mia, and I'm 23.
My name is Ray Pfizer. I'm 25. We dated for 2 years. We weren't compatible.
Yeah. We're better off as friends.
Priscilla, Victor, you both say yes.
I think we had a really good sex life. I'd only ever been with one other person before him. So when we got together, I was really given the space to like explore like sexuality in the room and new things. And it was just like a very safe and fun space. For me, I'm super into like the BDSM world.
Okay.
So getting to like finally explore that after like just reading about.
So far, we're 3 minutes and 10 seconds into this video. I've learned 2 things. The host has a funny name, and every contestant on this show is freaks. They're all freaks. We've only heard like 3 people talk, and they're nasty. Dude, I should host something like this. Would y'all be down?
About it for so long
Okay.
was very fun for me.
1 out of 10. How was the experience?
I was a 10.
How was it for you, Victor?
10.
My man's putting it down.
Just want some suspense there. Yeah.
Ray, how about you? 1 to 10. How would you rate sex with Mia?
It's like a 6.
A 6?
Yeah, it's like not bad sex. That's all I can really say. You got what you wanted a lot more than I did.
Jen, what attracted you both together?
So he's not my type at all. So then, yeah, so it was only after that he grew on me, then I was like, I do like taller, bigger guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so then now he's very attractive to me.
How about for you?
Yeah, it's like same thing. We started as best friends, and then so I never got attracted to her whatsoever, and then it just grew. You know, it's that love, that bond that we had.
We were together for 8 years.
And we broke up about 3 years ago. We broke up because of trust issues and respect issues for each other and communication.
Okay, the next prompt is, my family and friends thought I could do better. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and turn around.
Wow.
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 Interesting, okay. Luna, you say, yes, your friends and family thought you could do better. Tell us more.
My family liked Dane. It was more so my friends knowing of situations that we had been through.
Do you have an example?
So, you remember New Year's Eve in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was pretty
What happened?
angry.
What happened?
We went to a show and we came back and I had said something that upset him. He kind of threw a fit and he just walked out the door, and I ended up spending New Year's alone that night at my friend's house because everybody else was off doing stuff.
Damn.
So I was just kind of crying in the bed by myself and had no idea where he went just because of a small argument that had ensued earlier.
Okay, and then, so your friends know about that kind of stuff.
It, made them think less of him for sure.
That's the one thing about relationships, right? Especially nowadays. Everybody has because it's important in a relationship to remain your own individual, right? I always say this. So you should have your group of friends and the other person should have their group of friends. Obviously, y'all should mesh as one, but at the same time, keep it healthily separate or whatever. But it's so important for the friend groups to like who your partner is. They don't have to approve like they're your parent, but at the same time, you gotta click with the whole package. Because if their friends are constantly in their ear and they just don't like your partner and they don't want your partner to show up somewhere, or they feel like they're not good for you and you constantly got this negative, you know what I'm saying? It's important to be cool with the friends too, obviously.
I was not the best on that New Year's, and I am very aware that her friends weren't too fond of me after that, for sure. And that was just getting close to the end of our relationship. But my friends and family really liked Luna,
Not all of them liked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So Ray, your friends
They still hate each other.
and family thought you could do better?
Yes. You never really met any of my family, but all of my friends think that you took advantage of me and didn't appreciate all the things that I did for you. They also found out about the PowerPoint that you made about my red flags after our first date.
That's so funny.
Isn't it hilarious?
The PowerPoint?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she made a PowerPoint of my red flags after our first date, and she went through it with her friends, and then
We were drunk.
eventually I found out, and I told my friends haha, and they were like, hey, that's actually not okay. So
Mia, why did you say yes?
The way that you would speak to me sometimes wasn't okay. You almost had no filter to a point where you were just being mean to me all the time.
yeah, that's
And I was like, damn, this sucks. I love you.
yeah, that's
you know?
my fault, my bad. Grew up in a crazy household.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry.
What? You've never introduced a girlfriend to your family? That's crazy. Have you ever been like a long enough term relationship? I feel like that's like an important step for sure.
I think you were just like working through some stuff, and my friends just like saw how that affected me. But they love you now.
The next prompt is, I cheated on my ex. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1.
Oh no.
Okay, go ahead and turn around.
Somebody lying. She's okay, so she admits to cheating. He's turning around right now and seeing this. Heartbroken. I'd probably leave the show. He's looking at her, judging her hardcore. He has a weird mustache. And these two are mean mugging each other the whole time because they still can't stand each other because she made a PowerPoint about her red flags. All right.
Jen, you're on yes.
Yeah. So we were just really young. We dated since high school. We realized that we had very different love languages. And then I was just always constantly searching that in other people. But yeah, like I messed up. And then I hurt him a lot because I'm also his first girlfriend and everything. And so like everything like.
Wait, my bad. What was the reason?
Yeah. So we were just really young. We dated since high school. We realized that we had very different love languages. And then I was just always constantly searching that in other people. But yeah, like I messed up. And then I hurt him a lot because I'm also his first girlfriend and everything. And so like everything like really came crashing down hard after.
How did you find out?
It was like a friend that we hung out with in a group for I think like about 3 years or so. She talked to him and he talked to her behind my back. So then the girl that was with that guy at that time, I found out from her because she sent me messages that they deleted from each other. So it hurt like really, really, really bad because I'm a guy of respect, you know, and then that's kind of disrespecting me.
And you were in love with her?
Yeah, I was.
Damn.
I mean, she was my first, and then I thought she was my last too.
What was it that made you want to cheat on him?
There ain't no
I don't know,
excuse.
like I always told him, like when we started being together, I was like, I hate cheaters because I got cheated on before too. I think it was just more environmental factors, like how I am with my family, like I'm just like this perfect person. And then I think I always wanted to like self-destruct, self-sabotage, but he was like literally everything I ever had. Like he was the best person, like best.
Did she say environmental factors? Why did you cheat on me? Environmental factors. That pissed me off more than the cheating.
Best boyfriend, he treated me right. Like our love language was very different, but like, I mean, he loved me and I know that he loved me, but then I don't know what happened. And I like, that's my biggest regret.
After the cheating, I tried to make it work, you know, but it was still in my mind, in the back of my mind. The trust was gone.
Is there a chance?
I mean, there's always a possibility.
The next prompt.
Brother, man, no. Rule number 1. If you get cheated on, especially with somebody like in the friend group, I already say there should be no, like you shouldn't be close with the opposite sex while in a relationship. That's my own personal opinion. People could think different, whatever it is. If you got cheated on and her excuse was environmental factors or whatever the hell she said, you're gonna take her back? What if the factors of the environment start messing up again? God, he's dumb.
Since our separation,
What's up, Lisa?
I've been with someone who is better in bed. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and turn around. So Jen, after the breakup, there was
Yeah.
someone else who was even better.
So like when I was with him, like
Ooh,
that's
I
the best
can't
I ever
stand her.
had. But then like when we broke up, like I was with someone that like really loved me, like really like just gave me everything like in the short amount of time that like for 8 years like, I couldn't even feel with him. So that's why I think that their sex was better in the sense that it was like love. But I think that's what I was missing from him was like I couldn't receive love the way that
he gave.
Did you feel that way too during the sex? Like you couldn't give your love?
I thought I gave my all, 100% of it, because that's all I knew. So I gave my 100. Yeah.
That man deserves better. And that girl needs to work on herself before she talks about getting into any relationship. This is crazy. I feel bad for dude.
Okay, Victor, how do you feel that she's standing on yes?
Yeah. So she's talking about the guy that she cheated on him with. And then the next question was, have you been with somebody better than the ex in front of you? And she said yes. So the man that she cheated on him with, that was in the friend group, she just told you straight to your face that he was better. Damn. I want to virtually slap her. I don't blame you.
Right now that, yes, she had a better experience since you.
I mean, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah. I feel like we were always pretty sex positive, so I think if you're out there having great sex, like I'm not gonna hold it against you. It would be weird to expect her to only have bad sex after the fact, you know? I feel like I kind of pushed you to date other people initially.
He kind of really did. I had a very negative view on relationships after we broke up, because I was like just completely shattered and all my thoughts and beliefs were pretty much destroyed. He's like, you're young, you're single, like get out there, meet people, like leave your house. We were together for 2 years and we broke up in July of 2021.
I started feeling like I wasn't wanting to be in a relationship anymore, so I broke up with her.
Yeah.
The next prompt is, I never fully trusted my ex when we were together. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1.
Damn, so I always talk about this too. We all know the term trust is the foundation of any relationship, right? So if all these people are about to claim that they didn't trust their ex the whole time, might as well write stupid across your forehead. Why were you wasting time or wasting their time? If the trust is broken, dip out. Duh.
All right, everybody, go ahead and turn around. So, Ray, you never fully trusted Mia when you were together.
So the second time that we dated, it was poly, and it started off with me being a secret to one of her other partners. So I didn't know that I existed, and then once found out that I existed, didn't know why I was in Mia's life, i.e. we were dating. So it just made me feel like anyone that she brought around, I didn't fully trust that they knew who I was and why I was around.
Okay, I get that. But if you don't trust her because of some messed up stuff she was on, you shouldn't be with her. That's unfair. But also, it's so important about like how you meet somebody. Like if they'll cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. That's a fact. So if I'm approaching a girl and she's like, I got a boyfriend, but I'm gonna be like, but nothing. Keep it pushing. I don't want nothing to do with you, because if you'll do it to this guy that you claim you love, that you're probably gonna go home to and kiss goodnight, you would do it to anybody.
For whatever reason, Mia felt like she couldn't tell this person about me.
Mia, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fair. I mean, it was kind of a weird situation because they had kind of like asked not to be privy to those things, and we were poly at the time. That was like her kind of preference with things, so I just like didn't bring it up.
But I was like your main, so it wasn't like we were just hooking up. You were like literally my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And
That bitch just said I was your main.
she was the side, you know what I'm saying? Not to like break down polyamorous relationships like that, but like you were my girlfriend, like I was your partner, and then she was just someone that was a branch of other relationships.
But did this other person know that? Did you communicate that to them?
Yes. Yeah, everyone knew. Like
not everyone.
She knew you existed. She just didn't know like who you were because she didn't want to know. Like
I don't know, man. It's over.
that.
You don't even speak anymore, so it's chill, dude.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Luna, so the trust wasn't fully ever there.
In the beginning, it was, and then there was an incident where
This guy's high or something.
I was using his phone as a flashlight, and a girl texted him saying, "Come cuddle," and he swore that nothing sexual had happened to cause that. And whether I told myself I believed him or not, I just never could really come back from it.
Anything you want to say to that?
Yeah, so like that was out of the blue for me as well. That was my girl best friend at the time. But no, yeah, it was random.
That's cap. That's cap. For a random text to say come cuddle, y'all cuddled before.
Come cuddle, and she knew that I was with Luna, and like it was just like a
Dane
thing
said she was
that-
doing it on purpose
Yeah,
to
I
try,
think she was
like, so
doing
I
it
could
on
see it
purpose.
and get jealous to try and get at me.
So if you felt that
So-
way, then why was the trust gone though?
Oh no.
I-
Oh no, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what
that
Dane
was my
was
story.
saying.
Oh, I see.
True story.
Gotcha.
I don't
That
know.
man
I
is
feel like
dumb.
that could have been part of it, but I didn't know if that was the whole story.
How come you don't believe him when he says that?
Something probably happened there. I don't know. But even if it didn't, like the fact that someone had felt comfortable enough to text him that while she knew he was dating me still made me uncomfortable.
And I could see why her trust was gone. My trust for her would have been gone if the tables were turned, you know?
Hold on. This is getting kind of spicy. Take a second right now to smash that like button. And if you're really...
No.
Next prompt is,
I recently cried thinking about my ex.
I've recently cried thinking about my ex. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1.
Somebody said Takahashi is a savage for this.
Mai, we recently cried over Jen, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not just one time. It was like multiple times since
I
we
feel
playing the
bad for this
scenarios.
man.
It's like shattering, you know? Like, you had hopes and dreams of something that would, you know, be like the end, but it's not. And then, like, every time that I think about it, it's just like heartbreaking.
How about you?
Well, I all the time, so probably like last week or something. I don't know. We always try to
She did not cry. I don't believe that for a second.
talk about like getting back together because like we're like almost 30 now. Like we should have like a family and kids, or I mean like it's expected of me to have family and kids. But then I feel like there's so much things that are just broken and dented in our relationship that it.
Because of you. And if you got goals that and you feel like you should have family and kids, and only an adult should have a family and kids. And if you're still out here cheating on somebody and then bitch, you blame the environment, that's nobody's fault but your own.
I don't think it'll go well, even though I want it to go well. So if I never like messed up in the past, or if I never like took him for granted, then we would probably still be together.
As y'all have like observed, I'm mostly like in the wrong in our relationship pretty much. I was really lazy and I could have
Like,
done a lot
yeah.
of things differently. So whenever I think about how happy I was in our relationship and how I was really like not the best, it makes me, you know, tear up, cry.
How do you feel knowing that he's this emotional about this?
I feel bad, I guess. I mean, honestly, I feel neutral over it. I hate that he still gets upset about it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The next prompt is, I loved my ex more than they loved me. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead and turn around. So Mai, you loved Jen
knew
more
this guy
than
was gonna be up
she loved you.
There were things that she did that showed me that she doesn't love me. She's like a word of affirmations kind of
You don't gotta explain, brother. We know.
person, but even though the words say that, you know, she loves me, it doesn't show it. The disrespect, the mistrust. Yeah.
I mean,
I would love to host something like this. I would love to host something like this. Cause if somebody gets to talking dumb, I'm gonna call them out.
thought I knew what love was. I thought I loved him, but of course, like if you love someone, you don't really go and do that. And I would say like now I feel like I appreciate and love him more. So roles have been reversed now, but before it was definitely him loving me a lot more.
Priscilla, you loved him more than he loved you during the relationship?
He initially pursued me, and then as we got more and more into it, I mean, he's the one who broke up with me, so obviously I loved him more. At that point, he was my forever. I never saw anybody else but him. For
Like
me.
the one?
Yeah, he was just the one.
Victor, did you know that she felt that you were the one?
Yeah, she would say it all the time. No, you know what? I learned something about myself in that relationship, and that was that I'm not that much of a relationship person. It was like tough to reconcile because while we were in it, it felt like this is such a good relationship. This is so solid. Like this is somebody that I should have in my life forever. But it still wasn't like satisfying on the inside. Like I still didn't feel like I wanted to be.
It was like right person, wrong time. So he knows that she's the right one for him because she was a good girl. She treated him good, but he ain't done turning up.
In a relationship.
So you haven't been in a relationship since?
Since we broke up, I haven't dated anybody.
But no, he's definitely the kind of person where mid-conversation, he's like, I'm done with this conversation. And that's how I felt a long time about our relationship, that he just woke up and was like, yeah, I'm good about this.
I think red tank top and the first dude that we all feel bad about, I think they would be, if we're matching people up. I don't know if that's how the show ends, but.
No.
How did that feel when you discovered that? When you felt that from him, like, oh, he's done?
I remember specifically when I felt it. It was about 3 months before we broke up because we went to the movies and I went to hold his hand and it was the first time he didn't hold it back. And I just instinctively knew that like something was off. And then 2 days after my birthday, that's when he decided.
Luna, Dane, you both say yes, you both loved each other more. Dane, let's start with you.
You know, in a relationship, you're physical with your partner. You tell them that they're cute, amazing, and that you love them. You always reassure them how much they mean to you. And I never got any of that from Luna, which made me really
That is a lie.
Apparently
That is not
that's a lie,
true.
but that's how I felt, and it just like threw me off in our relationship for sure.
I tried to say positive things to you, but if you didn't hear them, that's.
What was it you didn't hear? Like
things that made me feel appreciated or important, you know.
And so, why do you say yes, Luna?
Actions speak louder than words. I feel like I made more sacrifices for our relationship, and I just don't like felt like I didn't feel like my energy was matched by Dane.
I think they both have like different love languages because I feel like you probably have words of affirmation, so you need
Nobody asked you, cheater.
that, and then
So
that's probably what she like. You thought she was lacking, but that's how me and
I was giving relationship advice where you're the worst one here. I don't even know how you got the invite.
Also gonna say that we both have different perspectives of
Yeah.
love, and it's just like it doesn't work because we can't give each other what we each other need, you know.
You like telling me you love me and I'm beautiful doesn't equate to me asking you for help in a certain area of our relationship and like over and over and over again.
I definitely feel like
You
I made
ignore what I'm
sacrifices that
saying.
went unnoticed in our relationship still, and you still don't even notice them.
What kind of
Okay, like
sacrifices?
what?
Like moving all the way from Florida to live in Alabama so she could be closer to her family. And
You're the one who like you wanted to move in together the most. You wanted to make that move initially.
I think you wanted to make the move the most, but I don't want to do this right now.
This is the place to do it. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm the one who got the apartment. I went and worked, and
I didn't
found
go
it.
work at all or make any money or put in or contribute to any of that.
I know you did a lot, but I just felt like I did feel like I was doing more.
Did you feel like you were doing more?
I didn't feel like I was doing more. I felt like we were equally like striving for something.
felt like it was
I
equal.
feel like it was equal for a while there, but until I realized that she didn't feel the same way, and then I stopped trying as hard.
I see. Ray.
In a relationship you never wanted. In a relationship you never want it to be like a push and pull. Like obviously relationships aren't always gonna be 50-50, but you don't want to be like what's the word? Like where I gotta give you something to get something. Transactional. You don't want no relationship to be transactional. So like if somebody's not putting in effort, you don't want to withhold your effort just because they're not giving you what you feel you deserve. You should communicate it with your partner and then work it out. As soon as you start holding back because they're holding back, now both of y'all are holding back, that's a recipe for a breakup.
You want to share your experience?
There was a period of time where I would literally bend over backwards for you and like run across all the seas to like make you happy, and I didn't feel any of that back. I like thinking about it right now, I can't think of a single thing that you ever did for me that was specifically like for me, like just to make me happy. I think you
She hates the other girl.
loved how much I loved you more than you actually loved me. I didn't feel loved by you until honestly like recently.
I don't know, it felt like too little too late for me. Like by the time you were like open and willing to like put in effort like that, like I was already kind of like checked out. Like
Yeah. That entire time, though, I didn't feel any love from you. Like, you actually forced me not to say I love you the first time I wanted to say it, because you could, like, see that I wanted to say it, and you were like, hey, don't say that. So that I didn't say it.
You didn't want Ray to say I love you.
I don't even remember how many months in that went, but it was like really quick. So I felt like it was soon.
Do you remember, actually?
Yeah, it was like only a couple months in, I want to say.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know, I was a different person back then.
Yeah.
But you felt the love.
Yeah, I felt like, I genuinely felt like I loved you. Honestly, I think we only dated for so long because we were attracted to each other. Like, everything else was, like, fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would agree.
Glad we settled that. The next prompt is, I made significant sacrifices in our relationship that went unnoticed and unappreciated. Make your split decision in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and turn around. Jennifer, what were some of those things that you did?
Like, he's just not really used to his parents telling him I love you and all that. So then I feel like the way that I cared about him, it was just very unnoticed because he didn't really read how I give love the same way. Like, you don't tell me that I'm pretty, or you don't tell me that you enjoy being with me. We hang out and I'll be like, oh my God, I really want to hang out with you. And he's like, we have been hanging out, but then we're just like in our room, like doing nothing. I just felt like he didn't really care of how much love I gave him.
I mean, our
Cheater.
love languages are completely opposite. I grew up with like a household that, you know, them saying sorry to me is like, hey, you want to go eat kind of thing. So it's like never those words. So I'm not used to it. And so it's really hard. It's like she's speaking Spanish, I'm speaking Chinese, and we're trying to like, you know, communicate. It's not easy, you know. And like at that time, like there's no way to recognize it. We weren't mature enough. We didn't know anything until now.
Dane, so you made significant sacrifices that you felt went unnoticed.
Most definitely, like just all of the love that I gave her, honestly, that I feel like it went unnoticed and unappreciated because like it was more materialistic from her, and I felt like I had to do more things in order for her to notice what I had to offer.
Yeah, but the question was like, what did you sacrifice for our relationship that I didn't appreciate?
Me moving all the way from Florida just to come live with you in Alabama.
But that was something you told me you wanted to do.
Because you said you wanted me to do it, and I made that sacrifice to be away from my family so you could stay with yours. And it didn't mean anything to you.
It did, and that's why I tried so hard to keep everything we had going. And
I did too.
By that time, that's when our relationship definitely started to fail, and that's when I feel like you stopped caring as much. Maybe, I mean, you might have been depressed because you moved away, and I understand that. I get that, but...
And you didn't bother to be there for me or ask me if I was okay at all.
I did all the time. You didn't
No, you were always just like nagging me.
I feel like we shouldn't be in the room right now.
To do things.
You felt like the move was a big enough sacrifice, was to show your love.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And like I put us on this really dope catering gig, and I got us both these dope jobs.
Just because you moved to where I was doesn't mean you don't have to uphold your end of the relationship anymore.
And I still upheld my end of the relationship. You just stopped noticing me.
Okay, I don't want to get
Next question, host, step in.
like into an argument, but
See, like that's every time I bring, like I could sit here and apologize for my parts in the relationship all day long and notice everything that I didn't like do for you. But anytime that I bring up like something I felt in the relationship, you say you don't want to argue and that I'm wrong and that I'm not.
I didn't say you were wrong.
You pretty much are. You can say it without saying it.
I'm sorry.
Like sorry,
I'm sorry you didn't feel
your picture
appreciated.
perfect.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Luna, so like what specifically were like these, like the adult things that you wanted him to do that he wasn't doing?
It was simple things like, can you wash your clothes? Can you pick up after yourself? Can you, after you finish cooking, can you help clean up? But
it was like such a thing. Like I could like finish like a bowl of cereal and put the cereal bowl in the sink and just run to the bathroom real quick. 'Cause you know, it's hard to do things when you gotta use the bathroom. And she'd immediately be like, you didn't wash your freaking dishes. And that just like,
this kind of stuff just happened so many
It's
times.
just, like,
That's
such
by
a
the
quick
time
thing,
it was
like-
like, yeah, it was just, I was over it. It was just always up to me to make sure that things got done. And I feel like that was unsaid in our relationship, but that was the way it was.
in your mind, that's the way it was.
So Ray, you made some significant sacrifices that you felt were unappreciated, unnoticed.
Yes. When we started dating, we lived like 45 minutes away from each other, and I would drive to you every weekend. You came to my apartment once like 6 months we were together at that time. I flew from overseas to see you, spent like $2,300 or $2,300 on a plane ticket, and you felt like you were doing me a favor by not charging me rent for the month that I was staying with you, even though I just paid like over $2,000 to come see you.
No, I appreciate you for driving that much. Like, I'll admit I didn't like your apartment. I didn't like driving.
I think it's less about me doing it than how you're responding to me doing it. Like, I never felt appreciated.
And Mia, you're on yes as well. You also feel like you made significant sacrifices that weren't appreciated?
I think like emotional labor.
No,
Emotional labor?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I honestly cannot imagine a single sacrifice you made for our relationship. Is this about our intimacy?
Yeah.
That's not a sacrifice.
No,
dude.
but it is though, because it's like it was like either it's gonna happen your way or it's not gonna happen at all. Bottoming is like not something I want to do.
Would you bring your ex to something like this? We ran a poll, 100% no. I don't blame y'all. Shit.
All the time, and like I had to in order to be intimate with you, and there was no like equalness to that whatsoever. And I like was trying to be respectful of the fact that like you weren't comfortable with your body at the time, which is why I did it. But I'm saying that's like a lot of emotional labor to like go through.
The intimacy, yeah, I'm sorry. I just can't see it that way because
These two didn't really have a relationship. They were just like, they had lust, not love. You could tell.
I had such like gender confusion. It was insane. And what was going on inside of my brain and how I felt about myself was worlds larger than anything that you could have been experiencing because you couldn't go down on me. I'm being honest. Like, there's no way in the world that you
What?
felt as intensely about that as I felt as intensely about how shitty I felt about my body.
You're literally telling me that how I felt about it doesn't matter because it pales in comparison to your journey with
It's
it.
not that it doesn't matter, but what are you sacrificing from not topping me?
Topping.
Okay, like imagine not being able to top someone that you love. You're a top.
Yeah.
It was like my
Sincerely.
first queer relationship,
Yeah, of
and I was
course.
figuring things out. And so
Yeah.
it was like my identity in my room for
That's why this one's so bitter. It's crazy.
growth was not a thing that could happen because of like exterior circumstances, and that sucked for me. And I felt like you only wanted me to be a very specific version of myself that was in the way that you could have it. And I had to put everything that I was to the side to accommodate that. Does that make sense?
Is it because, sorry, are you saying that like who you became wasn't someone that I wanted to be with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, fully. I think the same thing for you to me, so.
The next prompt is, I wish my...
Wow. That's crazy. So the moral of the story is, if Mr. Takashi whatever ever invite you to this, say no. It's never a good idea. I get people need closure, right? Sometimes you need closure for something that didn't work out. Maybe a relationship where there's unanswered questions and you just need to know in order to move on. Like, I understand that to a certain extent. But at the same time, if you still like despise your partner, your ex-partner, like you got nothing good to say about them, you just want to, like, the tension is still there. Like, you guys, you can't even hold a grown conversation because you're just itching to argue and itching to be right. Exes are exes for a reason. Never take back a cheater. Go down on your partner. I'm just playing. All right, that was the video. Hope y'all enjoyed.